Do I look too white?
I mean, I don't see color, but
Because I have no color.
Mega Dads Live is a mature rated podcast. It's for the Mega Dads, the Mega Moms, but not the Mega Kids. So put on those earmuffs and let's go!
So I went grocery shopping the other day. I got done with work early, and I was like, honey, I'm done with work. I got a couple hours before I have to pick up the kids. Send me a list if you,
oh
if
no,
you need some
no.
things from the store.
You
I'm
don't
going.
usually do the grocery shopping.
I don't. And
Oh my God, disaster.
this is what I want to talk about. Because here's the thing. I hate grocery shopping, right? I hate it. But I realize that the reason I hate it, it's my wife's fault. Because the way she shops and the way I shop, night and day. Night and day. She will go into the bread aisle and look at every loaf and examine if the bread is squishy or pushed in. I'm just like, is that bread? Boom, in the cart.
Is that bread?
Is that a grain? Is that wheat? Boom, in the cart. My shopping is so fast, and I'm like it's like a Mario Kart time trial. I am just going through this bitch as fast as I can. I'm finding the shit I need. It's going in the cart, and we're out the door. My wife is she's like looking at the Target Circle app to make sure that she's got the right coupons. And I'm like, I don't fucking care how much it costs. It's going in the cart. We're getting out the door. And so when I went grocery shopping the other day, I got all the things that she requested, right? But the stress experience was just alleviated entirely. I was alone. I didn't have my kids. I put my earbuds in. I was listening to lo-fi jazz. And I was just like, I'm at the grocery store.
Okay.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
I think I did a pretty good job. I haven't heard any critique or criticism. I'm sure I will at some point that I didn't get something or I got the wrong something or another. But like, I think I might like grocery shopping when I'm alone.
Every time I go grocery shopping, I do catch someone with their headphones on jamming out. Like, and I do as well. Like, I'll listen to a podcast or like music, but I think I got the idea originally from seeing other people do it. And I think it's a thing. Like, there's a way to approach grocery shopping where, again, you have to be alone, can't be dealing with like, kids like wanting stuff and like your distraction or whatever. Just kind of stay focused. Do you go through every aisle? Because I have to with my like, what do they call it, ADHD or whatever it is. Like, I need like, if I skip something, I'm like, oh, I can't skip that aisle because like, what if I like something's gonna trigger in my mind to say, oh, I need that, we're out of that or whatever. It's just so hard. The list is the most stressful part. And then some people put the list based on their grocery store layout, so they know, hey, let me put the stuff that I need to see first because it's at the front of the store, and like do it based on the pad. Those are like the most like advanced people.
It's like they're playing blueprints. They know that the bread is in the second row of tiles, and they know that they need to access this row to get down to the soup. No, I am very scattered, so I'm just kind of like I did it very like, tell me what we need, and then I'll get some stuff that I want. And I kind of know where the stuff I want is, so I don't have to go down every aisle unless I'm told there's something down that aisle. But do you shop alone or do you shop with your wife and daughter?
I've let my wife take over. She's just gotten so good at it and efficient. And, like meal planning, it's like, okay, we're going to make these 3 or 4 meals this week. Now let's buy what we need for that. As long as that's like getting done and she's like, like she knows what our daughter will eat because they're very finicky eaters. Like, it's like, oh, it has to be this sun butter without the like whatever. It has to have, whole wheat or whatever. Like, all this, I don't even. It's just too much. So she's gotten
thoughtful. There's so much more
she's gotten into it. Yeah, to me, I would just be like, it has to be more simple. I feel rushed no matter what. I don't know. It's a stressful thing. It's so stressful. Yeah.
Yeah, it is very weird because normally we'll do it on the weekend. Like, we're running to karate or whatever. We're doing all these other things. And then grocery shopping gets thrown into it. So we all end up going. But when we all end up going, it's just such a stressful experience. With the kids running around and my wife wanting to do it one way and me wanting to I'm just gonna go and get the milk. Like if you're gonna hang back here in aisle 3 for 45 minutes, I'm just gonna go get the goddamn milk, right?
Yeah, then you're let me just run real quick and grab something and come back. That doesn't work. Like
I end up being the runner. Where I'm like running across the store and bringing things back to the cart, and I'm like, let's go. And of course she hates that. Kids get stressed out. I'm getting stressed out. But this experience at the grocery store, man, it was eye-opening. It was life-changing. I think we might have a new grocery shopper in our family.
Sure. Go ahead. Take over the reins, Adam.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Mega Dads Live, but we need to take a moment to thank the folks who make this podcast possible, and that is our Mega Dads Boost community. If you enjoy everything we do here at Mega Dads, whether it's this show right here or our reviews or VR rundown or any of the other great stuff that we do, you can help support us for as little as $1 a month by going to patreon.com/megadads. Not only that, but you get every episode of Mega Dads Live boosted 5 days early and completely ad-free. All you got to do is go to patreon.com/megadads, pledge $1 or more, and you get your own personal feed. Our members of Mega Dads Boost for the month of May 2025 are the Nintendo Dads Podcast, Justin Masson, Bafo Yucks Dudes, David Snyder, Luke Porter, Andy Penzick, Timothy Olf, Jesse Waldack, Dave Soto, The Snack Network, Brandon Wilson, Brendan Myers, Estuardo Zenteno, John DiFrancesco, Brent, Emily Smith, Spokes, Eric Wood, and welcome our newest member of Mega Dads Boost, Paul D. The D in Paul D stands for delightful. And of course, we have folks hanging out in the free tier as well. Let's give it up for Brian Scott, Mike Salvino, Petey McD, Nima, Sonny Megatron, Michael Kwan, John Layola, One Track Gamers, Avi Cohen, Coconut Wizard, and Solara Clark. Thank you to all of our members of Mega Dads Boost. We appreciate your support. We appreciate your contributions. We appreciate you watching this episode of Mega Dads Live. Now back to the show. This episode of Mega Dads Live is going to be special because we're dipping into Mabel's mailbag. That's right. We asked the community to submit questions to Mabel's bag, and we're going to reach deep into Mabel's bag, and we're going to pull out these juicy, juicy questions and comments. Are you ready?
I've been ready. Let's go. I love questions from the community.
Question number 1 comes from Luke Porter. He says, here's one for you guys. What game gives you the most childhood nostalgia feels and why? One game that calls to mind a lot of nostalgia for you. What would that be, Antonio?
If I see or hear any part of like Super Mario Brothers NES, like I remember getting my first NES console when I was very young, must have been 4 or something, and I'll just remember the moment of like being gifted it and opening it and playing it. So that's got to be my number 1, followed very closely by Super Mario World for SNES, and just remembering that console. Like I just remember, like, you know, how small I was, like remember the times, the hours that I would spend playing. So like definitely those are my top ones, like very much connected to the console too, you know, like this idea of like new console and all that. So that's my nostalgia right there. Those are my feels 100%. Yeah.
I've got like such a strange nostalgic tie to the 32/64-bit era. For some reason, like it was a time when I was really deciding what kind of games I want to play. Like when I was younger for NES and SNES, it was just kind of like whatever's thrown in front of me.
Yeah.
But during the PS1 and N64 days, like I was reading Game Fan magazine and
love
Game
that
Pro and just like, this is the game, this is what I want. And so I have such fond memories of playing like Wave Race 64. I can remember slapping that cartridge in, turning some music on, some really shitty late 90s era rock music, and playing Wave Race to the break of dawn.
Yeah, that's a feels game. Yeah.
Yeah, and then for the PlayStation, it would be Tomb Raider.
because I have so many connections with my mom for Tomb Raider. Like me and my mom would play that game all the time. My mom still to this day plays the PS1 version of Tomb Raider and will call me up and ask for tips because I got her a PS1 a few years ago for Christmas and got her the game so she could go back. So Tomb Raider, the classic Tomb Raider, and Wave Race are probably those games for me.
I really like Tomb Raider because of the busty-breasted Lara Croft.
V asks, why does spicy food hurt so good going in, but hurt so bad coming out?
I've been off my rocker with spicy food lately. I'm not sure why, but like I'm eating, like when I go and I like eat any like pizza or something like that, or nachos, I'm asking them for everything they got. I ask for like a plate of jalapenos and I just eat. I'm getting
Do you
the
get
like
sweats? Do you get sweaty?
yeah, like I destroy my body. Like I'm eating mango habanero sauce, the Buffalo Wild Wings sauce. I bought a bottle. I'm putting it on everything. Like I am on a spicy food kick and I cannot satiate. Like my dad makes his own homemade chile. Like he like roasts peppers and grinds it and whatever and
Nice.
makes it. And like it's nothing is hot enough for me anymore. Like I just keep eating it and I pay the price. Like, are you a big spicy food person?
I never used to be, but the last couple of years I've started to dip my toe in. I'm not like crazy level authentic spices, but like when we go to restaurants, I start ordering spicy food. I'm either not to that level yet where I experience the pain on the back end, or I have some sort of diffuser in my butthole because I haven't been punished by spicy food coming out. Definitely have had some spicy food going in where you're like, holy shit, there's not enough milk in the world. But I don't know. Maybe my body has just been treated so well over the years. I am a pillar of
Your body's a
health and
temple.
masculinity, yeah. But I don't really pay for it on the back end. I don't know. Maybe I don't like spicy food as much as I think I do. Maybe I haven't gotten to that flaming hot. What is it? Hot Ones? Have you seen that? You
Oh,
watch
the hot ones. Yeah.
I need to do some of that ghost pepper shit. Maybe then I'll understand. Dave from Discord says, if I say something and my kids are not there to immediately dispute it, am I still wrong?
I think so. I think your internal like mind is gonna tell you, they're gonna fill that gap. You're so used to hearing that you're wrong, you'll never be confident about anything ever again. I
Even
don't
if
know
you're
how
right?
my 5-year-old says, Dad, like just like critiquing me and just looking at me like I'm, like I don't know what I'm talking about. At 5, she has this like sense
Yeah.
that I am not up to snuff, and she's 5, and I feel it too. So I don't know. It's rough being a parent out there. Do your best.
There's something about the generational difference where when I was a kid, I mean, my dad was an asshole and never around, but other people's dads like could do no wrong. They were dad. Like they were
That's dad.
this,
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about? Like that's a
Yeah.
dad. That's a man. He's always right. He runs his house. Now, I think current generation of dads like you and I, there's this whole conditioning going on globally where everybody knows dad is kind of the dipshit of the group, right?
Yeah.
We've done something. We've ceded our power because, well, I mean, I guess I am surrounded by Legos and light up action figures. Maybe I did this to myself, but there's like I've got this air of incompetence in my own household. It's the same thing. So I actually go at this the wrong way, Dave. I try to exude all my opinions when nobody's around, so I can never be wrong. Nobody can ever tell me I'm wrong if nobody's here. That's my philosophy. So I keep my mouth shut when the kids and the wife are around, and as soon as they leave, that's when all my opinions come out, and I'm right about everything. Take back your power, Dave. Finally, Woodrow. Oh boy, here we go. Without getting too political, do you think tariffs and economical uncertainty will have a widespread forced gamer minimalism impact? Ooh, that's a lot of big words. What I mean is people buying less games, less hardware upgrades, and less time in the hobby due to rising prices, scarcity, and etc. Do you see yourself minimalizing your number of titles, hardware, etc.? This is a big one. We talked about this last week. let's encapsulate. How do you feel you will be impacted, Antonio, in regards to the current economic crisis?
So there's this concept of, when the prices get too high, eventually it will be too much. However, the Nintendo Switch 2 pre-order situation proved that like it sold out. The record numbers, it was like the most quote unquote successful launch. It's like a hot commodity even in a time of great economic uncertainty, which there's this idea that eventually it's going to be too much. But the vast majority of people seem to still be spending money on what they want for entertainment purposes. I think that cuts are made in other areas. Um, for me, if I was dealing with a different economic shift years ago. If I had more money, then I would probably be a PlayStation gamer. But I kind of got so used to Xbox's very economical like Game Pass situation right at the perfect time where this is all I can afford. I can't buy one full price game a month anymore. I couldn't do it 5 years ago. So it definitely has affected me because I have to buy less, period. I don't have the discretionary income. It's happened and it's happening again because I'm really trying to get this Switch 2. Like I have a pre-order secured for, that Buddy Clay secured for me, but it's a sacrifice. And I'm like right at that thing where I think so much before buying a game. Should I like researching it? Am I really going to like it? Can I play a demo first? So it's how much all the economics have impacted my gaming period.
Yeah, I think market wise, Nintendo Switch 2 is either coming out at the best time or the worst time. I feel like the pre-orders happen at a time where we haven't really seen the worst effects of Trump's taxes. Like, I think people are still kind of, they know it's coming, but like we haven't felt it yet. Like prices have been gradually going up with inflation and stuff like that, but shit's gonna get bad. And so I think those pre-orders kind of came in where people are maybe living a little bit in denial about what's happening. I wonder if that's going to affect the next generation of PlayStation, Xbox. I wonder if this generation will last a little bit longer, or maybe they're already too deep into producing and formulating those plans that maybe there's no going back. But I think those systems will have a harder time launching than Switch 2 will. I also think this, like you said, this is going to be a major push towards subscription services. Game Pass has always been like the best deal around in gaming, but now Game Pass might be the only way you can game because we just heard Xbox first party titles are going to up to $80 a piece. How much is a year of Game Pass?
It changes all the time. But like I try to secure it when it's like $14.99. But things have changed since I like re-upped for an entire year, which you try to jump on the sale. So I'm actually not sure how much because there are tiers of Game Pass. Such like gets so complicated. But it's still a good deal.
Yeah, it probably pays for itself after two Xbox Studio games, right? 2 or 3 Xbox Studio games.
I'm constantly playing games, and it's on fire lately. On fire lately. Like there are just hits.
I wonder if that's really going to push people more towards. I wonder if we're going to see subscription stuff go up while individual price sale or individual game sales go down. Me personally, my God, I'm very thankful that I am a mega dad because we get code opportunities here a lot. And if I didn't get code opportunities, I wouldn't be playing a lot of the games. Unless Nintendo is nice enough to provide me with a Switch 2, I'm not getting one for a while. It's just the way it is, man. I've been sitting on a $50 PlayStation Store gift card, and I'm still hesitant to spend it because I want it to be like the golden game, right? Because I know that it's like this is going to be my game that I buy. So absolutely, it's impacting content creators. It's impacting everybody as far as is it just we're getting priced out of our hobby.
Yeah.
The place to be for Megadads socials is the Megadads Discord, where you can engage with your favorite Megadads as well as other friends of the Megadads every single day in our stress-free and welcoming social space. When you're a member of our Discord, you will get alerts for all of our content drops, so you never have to miss a review, a podcast, or a hot take. Partake in our fun weekly Megadads holidays like Waluigi Wednesday and Final Fantasy Sunday. Megadads Discord is fun, free, and follows you wherever you go. Join us today and become part of the conversation.
But thankfully, we have Game Pass because Game Pass was able to give you a trip to Oblivion. Hold on. A trip to Oblivion.
The Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered is an action role-playing game developed by Virtuous and Bethesda Game Studios and published by Bethesda Softworks. It's a remaster of the 2006 Elder Scrolls Oblivion. It's available on PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and, as Adam said, Game Pass.
Is it a remaster or is this a straight-up remake? This looks friggin' incredible.
It looks so beautiful, like you have no idea compared to what it was. You know, even by the leap is huge, but it holds up next to a lot of games that are out there right now. And I do play a lot of RPGs. Like I just got out of Avowed, and there's just something about the facelift that they did to the lighting and the textures and the character models. Like one of the first things you do in the game, you're fighting a rat and a goblin, right? Not a big thing, not a big like enemy or anything like that, but it looks so cool. Like the goblin faces when you put up a torch in a cave, there's that like heat like wave above the flame, and the caverns, there's a lot of caves in this game, but they look so good, like the stalagmites coming from the ceiling and the floor, and the way that the light is dripping in, and the sound effects. And then they have the classic audio and music that has actually not had too much of change. The voice work has been redone and re-recorded by the same voice actors that they had way back in the day. I'm pretty sure I heard there was actually Patrick Stewart that plays the king or whatever, the septum character, and he's the emperor, and you talk to him and he like kicks off the story, and I think it's him, and it's like all the old guards have the same voices, and it's just, they did a lot of work, but they kept the bones underneath. Like this is running on Unreal 5, so I've heard a lot of the real tech people talk about what's really happening, and it seems like they're running like almost like the original instance with this new thing like right on top of it at the same time somehow.
Interesting.
So it's like, it's wild, but visually the work they put into the audio, they've tweaked the RPG systems, like how you level up and spend your skill points, and all these systems are improved. But you do a lot of exploration and a lot of combat and a lot of the quests, and when you put it all together, it's capturing me just as much as I was addicted to Oblivion back when it came out, which is saying a lot, because when you do these remasters, a lot of times it's just a coat of paint. You get a little bit of a nostalgia fix, but the game really doesn't hold up where you want to spend so much time with it now, because it's still kind of old, but now it's done so much that I want to see everything in this new coat of paint, in this new light. And then the bones of the story and the what's happening plot wise was good to begin with.
Yeah,
So
I mean, this
it
kind
just
of game
keeps pulling you along.
Yeah, this kind of game holds up really well over the years in regards to like the foundation of it, right? Those big, vast, scrawling RPGs. That's what we expect from these games today. I mean, you talked about Avowed. Avowed was, a nod to this kind of game. People still want that. So unlike, trying to remaster a game that might have archaic, outdated platforming or whatever, I think an Elder Scrolls game is really perfect for that remastering treatment, because people still want that experience just a little shinier. Talk to me about characters. When I played Skyrim, man, I was a blood elf. archer, thief. Like I had the best cool ass character. What are my options here? Can I be like a cat person? Can I be a cat wizard?
So I don't know if this was in the original, but like the race that you choose has perks to it. But I think they've made even more tweaks where it really matters that you are, you know, a Nord or you are Argonian lizard or you are a Khajiit cat person. But you have
One of
that
those cat
going
people.
on. Yeah, I'm a cat person. I really liked. I've been over the years. I've gone from a magic user in RPGs to like enjoying like using a shield and a sword. So
Okay.
that's kind of what I'm using. But in this game in particular, one of the things that really blew me away about Elder Scrolls Oblivion was it was my first dip in conjuration, which is like you pull a skeleton or a scamp lizard or a bear, like you summon something to fight alongside you, and they're
Oh,
AI controlled, and all of a sudden instead of one of you there's two. I remember the first time that I figured out that was a spell to summon a skeleton in the original. My jaw dropped. It was like shoo, all of a sudden there's a skeleton there and it's like making that like noise, and he's like aggressive and ready to fight with you. I thought it was amazing back in the day. So I'm using that as my mainstay. I'm like hacking and blocking with a shield, and then also have a companion skeleton with me. And this is like bringing me all the way back. So much
yeah.
nostalgia, so much fun. There are other things you can do in this game, like paralyze an enemy and they just fall down, and like make yourself invisible. Like, and then the traditional like lightning and fire. Like, there's so many possibilities where if you want to do a specialized build, you can do that. And you're like, I want to sneak around all day long. Or just do a mix, just do it all. Summon a skeleton, then paralyze someone, and then do a little like sword swiping, then throw a fireball. Like I'm kind of paralyzed by indecision about where I want to go because I'm trying to figure out when am I having the most fun, and I'm having fun with everything. Like I love blocking. I love just doing a quick fireball or like touching someone with like a cold touch. It's all good. It's all gravy, Adam. It's like a buffet of fun mechanics in the
I
combat.
I've only played one Elder Scrolls game.
Mhm.
I've only played Skyrim. I'm one of those vanilla basic guys who got into the most popular one and never played any of the others. But to me, so much of that game was about the grandeur of the world and the experience, the fact that you go out and there's mountain tops
Yeah.
and autumn woods and there's a there's a bunch of giants roaming over there and you can go fight them if you want. Oh shit, all of a sudden a dragon just landed in front of me. I can fight this or run like hell. What are like the discoverable moments like in Oblivion? Because obviously this is a much older game. It probably didn't have all of that stuff, but are there moments of just kind of like random epic moments like that?
Especially if you've never experienced it the first time, there are things that this game does that are just so cool. Like this is coming from back in the day when Bethesda was at their best in really pushing the envelope. So it's like, okay, here's our technology, and now how do we create a fantasy scenario with this tech where we make you feel like you're going into a world inside of a world, and all of a sudden you're somewhere else. Like that, there are quests that have stood the test of time that people still remember. Like I have one in my mind in particular where you're investigating this missing artist, and it's like, oh yeah, he's missing. What happens and what you understand like comes out of that is so memorable. It stuck with me and stuck with many people throughout all these years, and I'm looking forward to doing that quest again. This idea of Oblivion is like you're in the overworld, and there are portals to hell that open up randomly, and you have to go in and try to, you're going behind enemy lines, so when a gate opens up you're supposed to go in and close it. And because they're
Oh.
like hell is like coming into the overworld, and you're like fighting them, and this is just one major like overarching concept. And then in Skyrim they did a little about this. There's like bigger battles, right? Like, okay,
Yeah.
how big of a scale can we have where you feel like you're doing a battle within like kind of like a war almost? Like, can you raid a castle? There are things like that. And Skyrim introduced things like dragons, right? Like these ideas, there are those in Oblivion. They're not all there, but there's different things where they kind of push the envelope and try to make it memorable, because that's what they had back in the day. There's a reason why it stood the test of time. It wasn't just the mechanics, it was the storylines, some of the characters you meet, the guild quests where it's like, hey, there's a master thief out there, and then that little like wanted poster turns into a big story and then a big like revelation and really cool quests of like, hey, now go do this and do it any way you can using all your skills. Like it's great. It's really cool.
So you think it's still prescient? You think this game is still
I don't want to oversell it because the combat is still kind of clunky. It feels like, you know, when you play a modern action game, that's something different. Like when you play like even God of War is a little clunky in my opinion, actually. So that's not a good example. But there are other action games like Witcher and like things where you're out there cutting and you're so versatile, so fast. Like the blocking is very like, in this one, it's like, oh man, I thought I blocked that. Like that's, you know, the enemy kind of lunges a little bit too much. I think I'm dodging out of the way, but I end up getting hit.
It's
like,
still got that Bethesda jank to it.
Yeah, like Skyrim was like that a little bit.
Yeah.
Like they have this almost like, you know how Resident Evil blocky like tank controls, even as they improved it, until they got completely away from it, like there was always that feeling. That feeling is still there, and that's by design. They could have made even more changes to change the feel of the game, but they didn't. So I'm happy with that. Like, okay, I'm gonna attack a few times, try to watch for them to attack, and then I'm gonna really like block. Like there's things, there's bugs, there's, you know, it's not modern by all fronts, but that's again by design to keep some of the jank and charm. So not to oversell it, but if you loved it originally, 100,000% worth going in again. It's incredibly well done compared to like some other remasters, and the nostalgia factor is off the charts. It's holding up really well. It runs like shit on everything. Like there's raindrops and stutters and like I'm very it's bothersome, but supposedly they're like, oh, you know, things get patched. I don't know. Some people are blaming Unreal. Some people are blaming the fact that they're running two instances together. I don't know what it is, but it's not like buttery smooth. If it was, that would be like kind of mind blowing, but it looks really good. So I'm sure there's like trade-offs there. Yeah.
That's Oblivion Remastered, and surprisingly, it's available on PlayStation as well. This is an Xbox Studio game, and it shadow dropped across all platforms. But the place to play it, of course, to save your dollars is on the Game Pass. This program is powered by Megadad's Boost, our public support program. You can join at patreon.com/Megadads. For over 10 years, Megadads has been bringing you the best in podcasts, reviews, interviews, family fun, and so much more. As an independent media organization, we rely on audience members like you to help support what we do, to ensure that Megadads can continue to bring you the great content that you enjoy. If you've been watching, listening, or playing along through the years, please consider lending your support by becoming a member of Megadads Boost. Memberships start for as little as $1 a month, and you can start collecting your Boost rewards from day one. Rewards like art cards, early access podcasts, reviews, gameplay clips, and so much more. Please visit patreon.com/Megadads and become a member today. You can help us continue to make more of that Megadads coverage you've loved over the last 10 years well into the future by becoming a member of Megadads Boost. Well, that sound right there means it's the caboose. It's time to say goodbye with a recommendation of something outside the world of video games that we think you might enjoy. I love me some bao buns. Antonio, have you had yourself any bao buns?
Have I seen this in a mall? Is that where they have these things? Like,
I get them. I get them at the ramen place that I like to go to. I've talked to a few times. You can get these at Asian restaurants like Banchan, like fast food restaurants. Very soft buns that usually come with pork belly or chicken in them. And oh my God, just the soft texture of these things, absolutely delicious. They usually put some mayo in there, some like sriracha mayo or something like that. Delicious, delicious, delicious. You get yourself a bao bun sandwich, pork belly, that just juicy tender. So good. I recommended sushi before. I recommended ramen before. Now I'm going to bao buns. Get yourself a perfect restaurant. Get yourself all those things and just, binge out. Absolutely recommend it. Delicious.
I've been known to put some soft buns in my mouth, so I'm surprised that I haven't tried more of this. But good recommendation, Adam. My recommendation, social media is a mess. Like the foundational ones were overtaken, corrupted, and like just destroyed, right? So it's hard. So do I do a little Blue Sky? Do I do a little Threads or whatever? I got back into Reddit specifically because you can do a lot of customization of what you see. Okay. So instead of just doom scrolling, I've tried to follow subreddits, which means your feed will have a lot of content from what you want to see, which is, I think, going to be key for me going forward on all social media, is like tailoring that myself instead of just algorithm. Yeah. So some of the cool things you can do with Reddit is find a subreddit and subscribe to it, like something like good news, like I'm on that one, like incredibly interesting, top level talent, like things that are just like a little mindless but bring some of that like mindless joy that social media used to have. So recommending Reddit to people. There is a subreddit for everything. Like pick one thing. Ninja Turtles.
Do we have one?
A subreddit. No, you can make one for communities. I don't know how people do it. Like, because I think at some level it has to be somewhat official, like, or else there'd be like a billion pages for everything. I think there's something you have to do to be like, oh, I'm going to start the Megadads like subreddit. I haven't looked into it yet, but there's a subreddit for everything, and you can check it out and go deeper and find, some community there too.
Catering your social media to a healthier experience, because man, yes, it is so hard to consume social media without the doom, like you said, the doom scrolling, and you just go deeper and deeper down the hole, and you end up feeling like shit. It's very important to protect your mental health and your peace. That's Reddit and bao buns. Those are our recommendations. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Megadads Live. Make sure you join us in the Megadads Discord. The link is in the show notes below. Make sure that you like this video, subscribe to youtube.com/Megadads, and of course, check us out. Megadads Boost is at patreon.com/Megadads, where you can support us and get this podcast boosted 5 days early and ad-free. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you next week for an all-new episode of Megadads Live.